Salut! Here's a tour of our U.S. history textbook. As you can see, the first page. Actually, we don't really care about most of these title pages and information about where we get all the sources and how wonderful the book is. But here's the table of contents. This is important. It tells you where things are, what sections are where, and you know, that stuff. It also tells you what interactive videos you can access online for each of the units. So it has the online, at least directions to what online stuff you can look for. We mainly look through later sections of the book, so this first part, I'll just use as an example to show you what each chapter looks like. We've got this top part, an introductory paragraph, a title. Red headings are kind of subheadings. Blue headings build off of the red headings, as you can see here. We also have more blue headings that build off of those red headings. We also have bolded terms. All bolded terms are listed at the start of the section, and you can look up all of these terms in, say, the back in the glossary. As you can see, more red headings equal more blue subheadings. The book is designed to gather information and organize it in a cost-effective, quick manner. Maybe not the most interesting thing to read, but the goal is to convey information, not entertain, which is something different in the world that we live in. At the end, you've got some assessments. Sometimes teachers use these to kind of figure out, okay, what have you learned? And for you personally, you might want to look through them to kind of figure out, okay, this is kind of what I should be getting out of the thing. As always, there's promotions to go to the wonderful online textbook. And then the next chapter begins, or topic, excuse me. There's kind of some overall learning goals at the start of every topic, and then the show repeats again. Rinse, rise, repeat. Rinse, rise, repeat. Rinse, rise, repeat. Oh, now we're into the primary sources. These are various historical documents that our textbook has deemed useful, necessary, and interesting or convenient for reference. All kinds of fun stuff, like the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, the Declaration of Independence. You know, it is an American textbook on American history, so par for the course, really. These are towards the back of the book, and they come in handy because you're going to study this stuff more in a government class, but in history we sometimes run across a few things that you'll get to before you get to a government class that goes over them. But you can also see some explanations on the side. More amendments. I recorded the audio for this after I made the video for this. There's been like a 3-month time difference between the two. I recorded this when I still had access to the document cam back at school, and then, well, I'm sitting here recording it practically 3 months later. Anyways, you got all kinds of primary source excerpts. Periodically, teachers will kind of assign these. They just kind of give you an idea of what people were writing and what they wrote like in those time periods. Now we're getting to the 21st century skills. These have really amusing educational videos with them. I'm not going to comment too much on them, but let's just say that I produce a slightly higher quality than these ones, than they do. But you've got how to read political cartoons, maps. This is just a useful section to teach you things that maybe you're kind of expected to already know or you went over once. Anyways, geography. Maps are always useful. And then we get to the glossary. Now, the textbook has 2 glossaries. One is the glossary, and the other one is the glossary in Spanish. Admittedly, this seems a bit hard for the Spanish users because only the glossary is in Spanish. But I presume that if need be, we would provide a textbook in Spanish, or there is a textbook in Spanish that can be bought. I don't know. But in any case, There's one section entirely in Spanish, and that is the glossary, or glossero. I don't know how to pronounce that correctly. Anyways, all those bolded orders are there in alphabetical order. All kinds of fun things. People are often back here. Concepts, laws are a popular thing. That's what you're going to find in the glossary. It's a fairly large section. So there's the glossero, as I talked about before. This is the one section of the textbook that is in Spanish. So this edition of the textbook is not necessarily intended for English language learners unless they're at a higher level, and they're just getting those contextual key terms. Now we have the index. As I like to say, if you can't find it in the index, it's not in the book, because the index has literally everything. It's the control F of the book. Every mention of the word, say, Chinese Exclusion Act of 1888, or citizenship, things like that, they list every page number that you can find. And as you can see, I'm showing you how wonderful the index tells you where to go. Snap, crackle, and pop, it's right there. City planners. Alrighty. Well, we're getting near the end of this book, and near the end of this video. I hope this video is a useful guide in a tour of your textbook. Yeah. Excuse the quality of this video. I recorded it using a 15-year-old document cam. I'm surprised it still works. Anyways, thanks for watching.